Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. Now I did mention at the end of our last episode I was going to do the Korea GTS at Tokyo Express 600, but I actually had a special request and here it is right here. It's going to be using the Porsche 911 from 2009 at both Sardegna and Tokyo 800. Now this particular build is going to be a swap build, so I'll be going through the main stages on how to get the car, the engine swap, and of course the other parts you'll need for this tune and for this car. Now it's going to be a very quick, fast tune, and I think this is going to be overall a very good and helpful episode, hopefully, for you guys to use in GT7. And if for some reason this does not help out, you could also nerf the car to Le Mans 700 standards, or you can also decrease the strength of your AI opponents. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So for our first part is going to be on how to find the car. It's going to be literally the second car you'll see on the screen for the Porsche section at Brand Central. As you can see, the price is going to be 160,000 credits, and of course with the PP points the way they are, it's going to be right below 600 points. So theoretically, you could potentially grab this engine swap and it'd be a perfect match for Tokyo Expressway 600. It's a very iconic car. I would say this is probably during the time of Forza Motorsport 3. So, very iconic car throughout the whole different racing games era. Now for our next stage, of course, it's going to be the swap. We are not going to set this car as a wide body. We're going to keep the body as is. So, what we're going to do is go all the way down to the bottom of the screen. Here's the engine swap right here. Now, if you guys don't know, if you reach collector level 50, you'll be able to buy a swap. You can see I'm currently level 70, the max level. So this is why I have the chance to buy a swap. Now, for some reason, if you're not yet collector level 50 in the game, I'll be able to showcase an alternative route on how to get this particular engine into your car at your garage. So there's a stats right there. As you can see, even if we go ahead and put this particular engine swap into the car, it's going to be relatively perfect for Tokyo Expressway 600. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to tuning parts, and as you can see right here, I have a total of 2 of these engines right here. What you're going to do is you're going to select it. Make sure you do have it first. As you can see, we have the word compatible on that bar. You're going to click on it. Of course, to give you that full paragraph, you're going to ignore that. Just say yes, and you're good to go. After you get that into the car, you'll be able to pretty much get that for free. Now, for the particular livery I have a Flying Lizard livery on my car. And the one thing that's pretty important is you have to find a Flying Lizard livery that does not have a wide body attached to that livery. Now, for some reason, if you are not able to figure out what livery it is, put you with the parts. I'll be able to share that right now. So we're going to start off first. It's going to be the rims as we quickly go by and check out the wheels. It is going to be, of course, going to be these BBS rims right here. Just make sure you have everything copied as you see on the screen right there. And that's going to be it for the wheels. After you get those wheels equipped, the next part is going to be, of course, the custom parts as you see right there. Type A for the front. The side's going to be type A as well. The rear bumper, type A, and to finish everything off is going to be wing type B, and that's going to be it for that particular car customization. So for the next part, it's going to be, of course, a setup build. I would recommend that you just go ahead, just pause the episode and just copy the numbers. I would say the only thing I really did not have to worry about too much was the suspension. I basically just left it as is. We're going to be using racing hard tires for both builds. We do have fully customized racing transmission with, of course, some downforce on both the front and the rear wing. And that's going to be pretty much be it for that particular setup. Of course, the last special part we have is high RPM turbocharger with racing brakes, with racing brake pads, and of course the other special parts too. And that's going to be it for our build for this car. And trust me, once you have everything set together for this particular engine swap package for this car is going to be very, very quick on acceleration. And especially since we're going to Tokyo Expressway, your car is going to be absolutely quick. I mean, you're going to easily bypass the grip throughs without any issue whatsoever. So as we get started with our race, as you can see, immediately after we got the race started, we went ahead and adjusted our fuel setting to number 6. The reason I did that was I was a little bit afraid that the engine itself was going to be very thirsty, and that's the reason why I did that. Now, I would say 6 could be a good number, but if you feel like you want to do 5 or 4, you can. But I think just to play it safe, I would recommend doing level 6 for the time being for this particular run. Now, for most of you probably know, the Tokyo 600 race is overall a damp surface racetrack, and it actually does dry out eventually later in the race, but I can pretty much well guarantee that most of you wish that once we do the Tokyo 600 race, that it'll be just like this current condition, completely dry track, no wet patches or anything like that on the track at all. So, which makes it a lot of fun, because since we got ourselves we'll call it a race car, we can just pretty much push a lot harder compared to a car that has sport tires. I mean, it's just incredible to see the difference between what these cars can do compared to a modified sports car in the 600 version race. So as we get done with our first lap, as we get to this hairpin, we're going to find ourselves close outside the top 10, and this car was on the rails. I mean, even with map 6 on the car, we are just basically making a lot of ground on some drivers and just pretty much just running very, very quick on this track. And even on the map 6 mode, we're going to actually go well over 2.5 miles per hour as well with this major fuel saving mode, which is crazy. Now, we are carrying over 700 horsepower, so it's probably not too surprising to see how fast the car is, even with on map 6 mode. I mean, it's really, really good. So that's going to be pretty much it for our first lap finished up, and you can just tell the difference right there. Compare our car versus GTR, no contest when it comes to speed. So like I said, again, the speed factor not going to be an issue in this particular race. Basically the main thing to worry about is, of course, keeping the car clean, staying off the walls, and of course later on I'll showcase what the other thing to worry about in this race is going to be too. But yeah, the car felt really, really good, felt very smooth, being able to really dial in and just have really good turns. Being a little bit patient too is also another crucial thing for this particular race, as we make a nice move on the BMW, and we're going to make a move on this Impreza Subaru, making ourselves P7. Once we get to Sector 2, we're going to do like we've been doing in Tokyo Expressway, and just being able to just capitalize and making moves on some of these other drivers. As we head to the ramp, right behind the modern Supra, we're going to give it a little bit of a push, and we're going to let the Supra and the Aston fight themselves for that spot. We're going to easily take a spot away from the Aston, and then shortly after we're going to go ahead and take away P4 from the Supra, leading toward the next lap of the hairpin. Now we're going to go ahead and fast forward to what's going to be lap number 3. As you can tell, the skies look a little bit different, and the front 2 drivers are actually going to come into pit road, and you can see we got ourselves quite a big rainstorm heading to our direction. So this right here is going to be pretty crucial in this race. It is pretty important for this race that you actually do get yourself the full wet and intermediate compounds. So I went ahead and chose wets, and the reason why I was thinking is we did see some greens and some dark blues, and I figured once we actually came back to the racetrack that it would be raining pretty heavily onto the track. So myself plus the top through, we made our pit stop, and you can see we did in fact had some rain come through. Now unfortunately it did not begin to rain a lot harder till about later in the race, and you can just see by looking at the delta time that we are just gaining so much time on the race there. Now we actually did had a little bit of a progress hindered because of this. We're coming up toward the Viper was right there, nowhere to go. Everybody just stopped. I know for sure the Viper was on slicks, and they just went ahead and spin around. So that was a little bit of a summit block right there. But luckily for us, we did got going. We got ourselves the race lead. Fast forward to lap number, I think it's lap 6. We're going to come to pit road. We're going to go ahead and put ourselves some mediums onto the car. Now, the reason why I didn't do softs is because I was playing it carefully I was afraid that the sauce was not going to last that long, so that's why I went to mediums. And luckily for us, that was a good call. As we about to wrap up the race, we went ahead and went to field lap 1 at the end of lap 9 and lap 10, which is going to be our official hot lap around on this track. So I would recommend you guys watch this hot lap, see what the car is doing, and I'll be right back when we finish off this race and also to begin the next race at Sardegna. Alright, that's going to be it for that particular race, and the car just felt great, just dominated the whole entire race. So if you guys do in fact have the engine swap, if you're looking for a fun car to use for that race, then there you go. Now let's move on to Sardegna here, and we're going to do the same strategy. We're going to be racing on map 6 fuel load. Now in this particular race, I actually kept the AI on hard setting. Like I said before, if for some reason you try this race and you still can't, challenge yourself to get up to the front with AI set to hard, then you can also adjust it to medium or easy mode for the AI if you want to. Now this car actually did feel decently good around this track, which is, I'm surprised it did. I was not too entirely sure what to expect from the swap or how the car was going to handle, but it actually handled pretty decently good. May not be as good in the corners compared to other cars, but when that car went to a straightaway, that car had some really good speed. Once you hit around 160-ish, that's when you can tell the difference between your speed versus the Group 3s. I know there were some parts when we were chasing down the race leader, which is of course the Viper. The Viper would have a little bit of an edge over us in the corners, but once we actually did manage to find ourselves in the longer straights, we were able to pretty much catch up a good bit on the Viper. So the car itself felt pretty decently good. If you're good around this track, then you probably should not have any issues with this particular car. As we get done with our first lap, we're going to go ahead and give a little shot to the Ferrari, and even though we got held up a little bit right there from the Ferrari, our acceleration is still really good compared to these Group 3s. Heading to the end of the first lap, we're going to find ourselves right outside the top 10 with a decently good first hot lap, considering this being a regular production car. So that's going to be it for our first lap for this race. We did manage to fast forward to lap number 8, which is going to be our one and only pit stop. We did manage to take away the lead from the Viper when it made its pit stop on lap 4, and the main strat here was just try to stretch the fuel as we possibly could. This was not necessarily a strategy to where we actually ran map 1 and just go as hard as we possibly could. I was leaning more toward a one pit stop strategy for this particular race, and actually it worked nicely. So for this particular pit stop here, I am going to get some fresh tires, and we're going to go ahead and refuel the car just bypassing the low diamond icon for this pit stop. And what I'm also planning on doing is also, after we get done with our pit stop, we are going to adjust our fuel map load back down to number 5. It's going to be a bit later into lap before we do that, and hopefully with this setting we can pretty much get ourselves some relatively good lap times, even with the not saving as much fuel. Now I'm also going to do is going to be half shifting, so that way we don't burn off too much fuel. We actually did a good job saving some fuel. We went ahead and moved our fuel load back down number 3, so it's more of a balance between power and lean, even though it actually is still a bit thirsty. So this is going to be not only our hot lap, but it's also going to be our last lap as well. So I recommend you guys watch this last lap, and I'll be right back when we get the race results. Alright, so that's going to be it for this race. As you can see, we did ourselves a 25-19 overall, and the car did very, very well. I mean, very smooth, great acceleration, decently good speed. Got ourselves that sweet clearance bonus, and that's going to be it for the episode. Now, since I actually had some success for the swap in both today's races, I'm thinking about having this car again for the next episode, and this time around is going to be swapped with the Tokyo Expressway 600 money race. I'm thinking this car is going to be a very successful build, so yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this car out again at Tokyo 600 and see what I can do with that particular build setting. So until then, I'll see you guys later. We can come back to Tokyo 600 with this swap 911 from 2009. So that is going to be for today's episode. Hopefully this particular build has helped you out in Gran Turismo 7. If you guys have any suggestions or any other builds you want me to try out, you're more than welcome to add those to the comments below, and I'll try my best to do them. Until then, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, you're more than welcome to do so as well, as I'll have some more stuff coming up in the next couple days. Until then, see you later and take care.